It's like his substitutions are random. They're really random.
Because who starts consistently in midfield for Arsenal? Xhaka.
Yeah,
consistently. Because
they're not captain.
Xhaka is the captain now. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? My line up. Doesn't he line up? Welcome to FanTVnChill match day 10. Yeah. It's been a good week. Man United, Liverpool. Don't know about Arsenal. So obviously Norwich United, Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal, Crystal Palace, and Xhaka. But we'll get onto that. But obviously Liverpool, as much as I hate to say it, still top of the league. So we're gonna let Mr. Footlocker start us off today.
Yo, mate, that's still, yeah.
That's the best. Your best
Mr. Footlocker.
Anyway, hello.
Hey.
Okay, let's get going then.
Okay. So we can do it.
Mad one. Okay, cool. I mean, yeah, I dressed like this on purpose, but I think that comes onto the next one, but I'll leave it. Right, so surprise, I'm here talking again, first one, but you're probably used to that, and there's quite a lot more games to go, and you probably see me again. But yeah, so big game of the weekend, innit? Big game. So on the back of a shit performance and a big let off for these donkeys here. So yeah, the boys had to kind of respond and deliver, and obviously playing the Tottenham team that are currently doing great, but at the same time Tottenham are still Tottenham. They're a good team, and they normally they tend to perform in big games as well. So they were always going to be a threat coming to Anfield. But I always say they're still a sort of team that I was always confident that at home we should be able to do well. But yeah, game starts a bit of a sloppy start, to be honest, and then they get an early goal, and then you're thinking, this could be a tricky game, even though I was still kind of confident all along. And like, at the minute, obviously Van Dijk is crucial for us at the back. That's kind of a fact, everybody knows that. But I think the partnership, if matches is rock solid as well, and when he's not there, obviously Lovren is always a bit of a liability. So, and then Gomez, after his injury last year, he hasn't really kind of go back on form and kicked off like the kind of form that he had leading up to that injury. So he's been a bit sloppy. And so they had Lovren, as you can see, the goal. Yes, it wasn't entirely to blame for the goal, but yeah, sloppy play in the middle. And then the ball gets to Son, but I was watching Match of the Day, and when they slow it down, analysis, whatever, Son pinged the ball, but I think he adapts a little bit instead of being a bit more brave and trying to get his head on the ball. But I guess that's me just being overcritical. But Kane, again, like obviously, he's a good striker, so any opportunity in the box, he's gonna do madness. But yeah, a bit of a shaky start, but the boys just responded quite well, and just to show like we're a good team, we're confident, like they know what they're doing now. They can, they've been playing with each other for like a good 2 seasons now, where we've had a lot of games as well where we've conceded, or we've even towards the last minute. So, and there's always that belief that we're always gonna go and get a goal, and which you can see it. After that, we battered them. I think we battered them on stats, possession. We were there. We dominated the game. Shots on target. I think I kind of jinxed Liverpool a little bit because I said about the keeper. I was like, "Who's this guy?" And then my guy just started pulling out world-class saves, like left, right, centre. but he could have been easily man of the match even in that first half. A few decent saves, and then in my head I just kept thinking, oh, this better not be one of those games, because you know we Tottenham, they're a good team on the counter, and with Son at top and Kane, they're a massive threat, and which luckily for us, even though we deserved the game, we deserved to win, and we battered them. Yeah, key moments again, isn't it? Luck, a bit of luck was on our side, and I think that's kind of deserved when Son was almost clean through, and then he hit the post. Luckily for us, yeah, it missed, and then we won on the other end, and then the goal, and the rest is history now. So, yeah, short brief analysis. I think no doubts, 100% no doubts that we battered them and we deserve to win. And even if we got a draw out of that game, I would have been very disappointed and would have been harsh on the boys. And yeah, so great win, still top of the league.
What do you think? Obviously, I know you are at home, so that's kind of a slight advantage as well.
Yeah.
But what do you think Klopp said to them or changed about this game that they looked much more hungry
after the United
game? Yeah.
Oh, God, I don't think it's anything tactical, I should say, but I would say more mindset. I would say more mindset just got the better of them, which it shouldn't do. These guys have won the Champions League. You know,
last season.
And I think that maybe something like the tempo of the game, from what I was saying last week, it was more like they tried to match that energy, but United had a bit more of an edge. But I think it should have been this, because Liverpool are kind of a go team, innit? We're not really good at slowing the tempo and breaking teams down, and so that's something that we're getting better every time, and we can put away smaller sides because we can do that a bit better. But we're still not that great at returning the ball and dictating tempo and just being a bit more patient. And I think if we took that approach rather than that counter pressing type of game, we would have broken United down.
Do you think the game would have been different if Son, because obviously after the second half they got that chance and he obviously had the crossbar. Do you think the game would have been
without a shadow of a doubt? That was always my worry, and I was always nervous. I kept saying, I was like, this game could go 2-0 or we'll be going to win this game, because you know Tottenham and you know Son is quite good on the counter. Obviously Kane, we know, is a lethal finisher. So I think they were always going to be a threat. And luckily for us, we scored at the right time. And after we scored, game over. After we scored, that just made that settled down the nerve. And obviously we went ahead and to control the game even more. I think deserved. That's pretty much it.
Right.
Anyway, what's going on here?
Do you think you're
honestly?
Do you think after obviously being at Old Trafford and then playing against Tottenham, do you think it's still a still long way to go till the end of the season? But do you think Liverpool have shown some signs of not having the mentality to necessarily see off games? Do you think they struggle from that, or what do you think?
I don't understand the question.
From my perspective,
see off games. Okay.
From my perspective, when you played against us, that should have been a win. That should have been a win for you. When you played against Tottenham, that should have been a more difficult game for you. Obviously, it wasn't. But it should have been. But obviously.
No, I don't think that's the case at all, bro.
Yeah.
Like even the greatest sides, like look how many games these men have won. It's almost impossible to just keep like churning performances and being on top of your game from leading up to this, we've won like God knows how many. I can't remember how many games in a row, and this is going from the back of this last season to now. So it takes a lot of effort.
But I suppose this is why you probably need January even to probably sign 1 or 2 players.
Not necessarily the case.
To the team.
Not necessarily the case. I think to go on that's what those runs are a bit mad. Like you go on a run where you've won 12 games on the bounce. You're probably gonna come across. Maybe it might have been a different team, even not United. Like professional ballers, sometimes they might just take. That was obviously the wrong game, like to take their mind off. I don't think they did intentionally, but I don't know what it was. Maybe something got. Maybe sometimes you over like psych yourself up to something, and then it doesn't go like it goes against you a little bit. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't think even if it wasn't the United game in particular, something like that was bound to happen where Liverpool might not be quite on it, and luck wasn't on our side to kind of some games like that. You still come up winners, whatever. But they've won too many games and they've been very, very consistent. And I can't really fault them. And I think sometimes you just gotta say, yeah, well, the boys have been great from the back of the season, and the consistency has been there. The whole year we lost one game, fam. You know what I mean, in the league, and they've maintained that. So you can only respect and kind of applaud them really. And signs are there that you know. Even from say January, since Klopp has been a bit more established and he's got his team, we've not lost many games. And you remember what Damien was saying last time? When was the last time I can't even remember last time we lost a game. Not to boast, like I'm just saying on that basis. So they've been very consistent, but statistics, consistency, it all matters. It comes down to the end of the season, and then we'll see about that. Anyway,
no, you're right.
I've said my piece. 10 minutes. I'm out.
Yeah, so obviously, second game the weekend, Arsenal were home to Crystal Palace. So if we start off the game, obviously we're going into the game on a bad result from the week before against Sheffield United away. Obviously expecting a reaction. Looks as though we did. It looks as if we were going to get a reaction from the little quick early start for the 2 goals, and then from what. Obviously, I only watched it from the highlight, but from what I've been told, obviously, in terms of how we played after we went 2-0 up. Sorry, in terms of how we played when we went 2-0 up. So when we went 2-0 up, we went on the back foot and obviously allowed Crystal Palace to come in. Obviously, a penalty was given. Well, first initially, the penalty was given as a dive first for Zaha, then it got returned by VAR. And obviously they got the penalty, they scored the penalty, and then into the second half, we continued on. We didn't really play, we weren't really playing well from that point. They then get the equaliser. But obviously, once that puts the emphasis on us then to try and get us out of the game. And obviously, in the controversy of the game that everyone was talking about in terms of the Xhaka situation, obviously. People think that obviously the Arsenal fans have been a bit hard, but my personal opinion on the situation, the fact is that so with Xhaka and that he hasn't had the greatest career at Arsenal as you would expect from someone who's been picked as your captain, and then him being picked as the captain, it kind of in the farcical way that he got picked as the captain, it kind of then infuriates a lot of the fans, and obviously then. Like, I think it reminded me of when someone else did something similar to that, but weren't as bad as that. I think Eboué one time got suddenly took time to come off the pitch and he got on the back and the fans were getting on his back. But with the situation with Xhaka, I feel like it stems from, with him personally, it stems from a few weeks ago when he got cheered when he got substituted and stuff. But like. It kind of stems from the manager. The manager's not. It's not being basically. So if I just go back, when Arsene was leaving, I always used to say I was Diego Simeone in. The reason why I'm Diego Simeone in was because he listen. Not that I want Emery to get sacked. I'm not saying that. The reason why I was Diego Simeone because Diego Simeone is one of the managers ain't taking shit, and Emery to me. And because I don't really know Emery. I know Emery from he won a few trophies with Sevilla in the Europa League at the time, and obviously he went to PSG. Obviously it's easy to do your thing at PSG, but the way he handled certain situations at PSG, then I had the picture of him how he was as a manager.
Like big stars, like
remember the whole Neymar situation, the penalty situation when it was supposed to be Cavani's pen, and then next thing you know he's Neymar's now. I like them. I like them to handle it on the pitch. When you're the manager, man, you're supposed to handle it yourself. And then it goes by this. How can you allow? How can you allow? How can you allow our captain, the captaincy being chosen for some foolish? I'm gonna let the players vote. You're the manager. Like, pick the captain. Like, in hindsight, I think maybe Xhaka was chosen because of experience, but he's not a captain. Like, he's not a captain, and that's
who would you have? Like
me.
Now?
Yeah. It'd be either Socrates or it'd be Torreira. The only reason why I say it is because them man play with heart. They're the two people that I'd pick as my captain. I wouldn't have.
Socrates starts normally more, but Torreira is the one who's
but he plays with. When Torreira did play, he played with heart. Obviously, I'm assuming that Xhaka's in for Torreira. My personal opinion, it should be the other way around. Torreira
does he speak English?
Huh?
Does he speak English?
I'm not too sure on that one.
Because he might not.
But you don't have to always have to speak English to be able to.
No, you're right, but because communication is a big part in it as a leader. So
I know. But then, technically speaking, you could say if Gerrard was French and he played for you, man, and he played the way he did, because he's one of the man that leads by example. You don't really need to.
No, you're right, but you have to. Yeah, no, there's an exception.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain that he can speak mainland English, like he can say certain words or whatever. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. So and that led to obviously him getting booed. He's taking time. Him getting booed and he's taking time to come off the pitch, and that then infuriated the fans and his reaction to the whole. His reaction to the whole him getting booed. Then infuriate the fans even more, and then it's just back and forth. I feel like
fans right to be booing a player because I think that's a bit shit. Regardless,
they're booing him because he's taking time to come to people who've got a game to win.
Is it?
Yeah, he's taking time. You know what I'm saying? He's taking time.
They probably
I think they said that he cheered him first, and he started taking time to come to the pitch, then he started doing that stupidness, and then they booed him. Yeah, they booed him after that. Like, listen,
are you helping your team though? Because regardless of how shit the player is on the pitch, he's still your player, right? So what are you achieving by booing him? Because ultimately,
because we've got a game to win, and he's taking time to come off. It's the same. The thing is, if we've got and also in that game, it's not really a great example. He didn't play too bad, but he's supposed to be our captain, regardless on if. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say I agree with them booing. Would I boo him if I was there? No, of course I wouldn't boo. I'd do that for the team. But if you're taking time and coming off the pitch to do stupidness, and then waving your hands like on the stupidness, then you got to expect that.
He only waved after. I'm not saying what he did was right, but I'm just saying that was more of a reaction to after the fans go on the back of him. And then
the fans but the fans. It's not like the fans did it on a cheering thing, on a random thing. They've been cheering this for time.
Do you reckon because he's Xhaka? Because
he's not playing good.
Yeah. But then again, like you can make a case for like different defenders in your team, and they might not be as consistent, but they don't get the same treatment. I don't follow Arsenal
because they're not really getting subbed off for them to do that. But the thing is, if you watch the analysis and that kind of stuff, and like FanTV, Arsenal FanTV and stuff, listen, every poor player gets their fair share. You got to remember, with the whole thing, when someone's picked as captain, you've got to take that kind of responsibility. When we go through that thing, like you brought up the other day, when Gallas did his own thing, he's got to take that brunt. You're captain. You're the face of the team. You've got to take that brunt. So regardless of if you might get a little bit more, you're captain. That's just kind of the territory. If you can't handle that, then don't be captain. Relinquish your role. That's just how it goes.
Regardless, even if you're not a captain, like you should have way more respect to the fans. Like regardless of what they do, and just be humble. And
you should do.
But would you still two quick questions? Like, would you still keep him as a captain?
He's not. He wouldn't be the captain in the first place before what's happened.
No. Say now. So based on current climate.
No.
Okay. No. So now that means the captain goes to someone else.
Yeah.
Straight away.
Yeah. And it hasn't happened yet, has it?
No.
Okay. And would you give him a few games off, or would you how would you react if you're in charge, and then would you decide
my personal opinion from what occurred, he wouldn't play for Arsenal.
Never.
No, he wouldn't play for Arsenal. No, he wouldn't play for Arsenal.
Yeah.
There's two reasons why I say that. We wouldn't play for Arsenal because of the way he reacted, and he wouldn't play for Arsenal because he's not good enough.
Because you're basically more because he's not good enough, or because of say if it better.
No. The reason why I say that he shouldn't play for Arsenal ever is because of how he reacted.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because let's be honest, like if I give a prime example, if I was a Man United supporter back in the days, And that time when Eric Cantona jumped in the crowd, that's a bit, and then kicked the man in the face. That's a bit major. But because he's such a sick player, you can allow him. Same with the Suarez situation. He's biting motherfuckers.
I beat my tongue, funnily enough.
Yeah.
When he did his madness,
You know
I
what I'm saying? He's
was
biting motherfuckers, but because he's such a good
like,
player,
yo, we
and that's what
need
I'm saying. And that's what it stems down to. And that's why Xhaka gets what he's getting. That's what he's getting now. Is because he's not as good a player. So people are more inclined to be like, no, fuck you in it because you're not good. But if he was good, it would be like, rah,
you got to think about
have a few games off, chill out a little piece, and then you can come back.
Why does he keep playing?
Because the manager favours him.
Because even before he was captain, he was playing, wasn't he?
Yeah, the manager favours him. Yeah. Right. And then, so then obviously that the game continues on.
I felt like you I think was it when you were winning 2-1? When you were winning 2-1 or 1-1, like you sat back for a bit.
That's what I said.
And yeah, just let them come at you really.
That's what I said. You sat back and said that before. Yeah. So so it's 2-2 now. We're then having to be on the front foot because, like you said, we sat back. And we did manage to score a goal, but lo and behold, Tottenham's favourite player comes in, VAR, and then takes the goal away. Have you seen it?
Yes, I have seen it. Yeah.
And what was your thoughts?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I don't think it was a foul to be.
Listen, I don't think it was. I don't think it was harsh. I think the goal.
Cool. So,
the goal should have stood. But am I gonna cry that it didn't? Of course I'm not.
Okay, cool. Anyway, it should have been the winner. Obviously, again, I'm not advocating gambling out here, but that cost me my money. But neither here nor there. And obviously, we then go on to draw the game 2-2, which then compiles how we've been playing. We've been playing poorly for the last few games and stuff.
But what do you think about Arsenal's whole mentality? Because you have this thing where sometimes you do this in games. You are actually comfortably up and literally just need to finish the game off.
It just means that obviously certain players in the team we just need, and that's what I'm talking about. That's how important. Yes, that's very important. That's where captain comes into play.
Is it still more from the captain or the manager? Or?
No, it's just for the players that obviously we have weak-minded players. But like I said, sometimes you need that captain to just give you that little G up that you need to get through. Like, I don't want to keep on going back to Liverpool and stuff, but let's just give you an example. There's times, like for instance, when Liverpool won the Champions League, like there's some dead players in the team, but they had a leader to get them through. You know what I'm saying? That leads to get through, to get you through them kind of thing. And sometimes you just do. Like not everyone's as strong-minded, and sometimes you need that leader to get you through or get you through. And anyone to win the game, it just happens. Yeah. But yeah, to sum it up, it's a poor performance. Obviously, we've been playing poorly. Like I said, I said last week's review who I wanted to put where and who I wanted to drop. I still stand by those changes that I feel that can help us as a team. But again, it's the manager has his favourites and who he favours, so we have to watch his space as to what's going to occur.
Obviously, I'm not an Arsenal man, but I think your manager has a lot to answer for. I mean, you know when a manager comes in and then he puts his ego so high that, like, regardless of, say like Ozil's situation or whatever, like for me, like as long as you're in the club, like you do, like if you don't get on initially, like you can resolve situation, and then it comes down to, are you good enough to be in this team on certain games? Like, don't tell me Ozil can't play against Sheffield United, like you said the other day. I'm just reviewing. Don't tell me Ozil can't play against Crystal Palace at home and those kind of madness. It's like, and you make a difference of like, why are you, and that's costing you, man. It's like, you know what I mean? And but yeah, this guy.
Aye! Away winning that. Anyway, let's get to it.
When was the last time that happened?
Let's get to it. It's actually the similar week when we played away in Europa Cup. Anyway, obviously big win in that, as Ollie said. We have to be our best. Obviously, comfortable game. Best. I think that's the best performance I've seen from us this season. And obviously, let's start off with Matt Sharp being back. as a side,
I'm not a hater.
because we needed that central striker, and I think it straight away showing if Rashford is in central and he's out wide and he's playing with off Martial straight away, that makes it a bit easier and get somebody on the team to take the pressure. But yeah, so let's start with the game. Although it's a great performance, it's what we should be doing when we're playing against a team like Norwich. Obviously, in recent times we haven't done that. First half, I thought we were dominant. I thought we didn't defending as well. Slowly but surely. I know we conceded a goal, but the defending side of it, which is where we have struggled at times, especially not just the back four as a unit, defending looked much better. And obviously, McTominay could gain another goal. It's an excellent finish from him, the way he took it as well.
Hopefully, before I don't interrupt you, but we said it before, right? Remember
what?
Not the excellent finish.
Listen. Let me just say something. Listen. You lot are analysing your teams, yeah? When you lot talk about your goals, I don't say nothing to you lot. Yeah, here we are another week interrupting and not learning. But anyway, excellent finish from McTominay. He was turning. He was on the turn and he hit it. Anyway, moving on. Obviously, Rashford and Martial, he was swapping over with a penalty duty, missed. It is what it is. It's going to happen. You're gonna miss a penalty. At least there was no arguing. It was straight on and get on with it. But luckily we got on with the game. We're still, even though Rashford missed his penalties, still carried on and he still managed to get his goal after that. So he put his head straight back up and got that second goal. And then Martial, just that game, the chemistry, the little 1-2. So we're doing just even the third goal for Martial. The little interlink play.
I'll give you that one still. I'll give you that one. You chat shit though, but I'll give you that one.
The little interlink play between Rashford and Martial, and then Martial with a little chip. To finish it. Hey, listen, I have to say, Martial being back is bringing some confidence back to us. And like I say, them games, we've been struggling sometimes, them away games, but you know what? We were dominant. The team looked good. The team looked like they wanted to win the game. And again, shout out to Daniel James, although he put in a solid performance.
He's been your best player this year, would you say?
Daniel James. Well, since Martial went out, but before Martial went out, I thought Martial was being our best player.
Start this season.
I thought Martial, yeah, but
Daniel James he played too.
Who?
Martial.
No, before he went out, because when Daniel James started playing, he wasn't playing that well. But obviously, as games has gone on, he's got better and better and better.
How many games did Martial play?
Martial, I think he played 2 or 3 before he got injured.
Yeah, but 2 games.
No, but listen, but then in them games, Daniel James wasn't playing that well. Martial started the season well, but then he just got injured. That's what I was saying. But since then, Daniel James has been.
Yeah, but
I think
he's played more games than Martial, isn't he?
Yeah, he has.
And he's been better. Well, he's been good on more games, right? Would that not?
Oh, he has, because he's played more games now. He has, and he's grown into the team, obviously, and he's growing more confidence. So he's only getting better. And listen, I'm not a hater. Listen, Fred, not my favourite player. But I will say this, if Fred just carries on to do the simple things, if he just sits back, just puts the ball forward and does the simple things in the team, I reckon he can have a good influence on the team. Obviously, now that Pogba's out till about, I don't know, maybe Christmas time or maybe before that, obviously we need Mata. Well, Mata ain't really going to bring anything to the team, so we just need Fred to be a bit more switched on to the central midfield. But yeah, I think if we can carry on putting a run of wins together and build that momentum and confidence, is what we need. It's early days. There is no reason at this moment in time that we can't go back and challenge for the top 4. But we need to be more consistent. And if we're going to win games, what I liked about the Norwich game is we killed the game off. And in recent times, we get the one goal, we let the team back in. Then all of a sudden, from nowhere, we let the team score a second goal, and then it's like we're either drawing or we're either losing the game. But that Norwich game, at least we killed it off, and we secured the 3 points. So we got onto the next game, but onto the next game. Cool.
Right. It's been a long while since I last saw you this happy, man. You look different.
No, I was pleased with the. I was pleased with the performance. I just thought the performance was levels. So yeah, I am going to be pleased.
I'm guessing that. Cool. What are you going to ask something?
Listen, I don't listen to anybody who goes to a Turkish kebab shop to get his trim. I don't listen to that. Like if you went to a Seti Barbara, then you know what? I'll take your jokes. You don't go to a Seti Barbara. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. So yeah, special mention this week. Leicester, obviously. Yeah, the bit of a mad run. I was on Sky Bet looking at the odds of Leicester to win the league.
Some Leicester supporter accidentally put 9-0 as his result. Accidentally, and then he thought, I've messed it up.
Nah,
I was
can't
going
be
to
wrong.
Swear.
Social media always comes out.
What? How much money did he put down on it?
I'm not too sure.
Right.
But that would be mad for real. Imagine.
I'd be mad. Yeah, Leicester. I don't think. Did you have? I didn't have Leicester in my top 6. Did you have Leicester in your top 6 at the start of the season?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't think you did.
Yeah.
Did you had Wolves, didn't you?
I had Wolves.
Yeah.
There was 7. I had Leicester 7.
They're looking all right. They're looking dangerous. They're looking.
Everton have kind of drifted.
They're looking.
Do you have Leicester? Oh yeah.
I thought they might have a good run, but obviously not.
Wolves was good. So.
I'm trying to think. There wasn't any other special mention, or was it apart from Leicester?
No, just Leicester.
It was just that. But anyway, on to more important things. We were going to give a few minutes to obviously the whole Bulgaria and England thing. And I'm sure, like everybody watching this, we're all a bit mystified as how Bulgaria have only gone away with a 60 grand fine, which seems petty, which seems like small money, especially when you're comparing it against. I've seen it online a lot of people comparing it against when Nicholas Bender wore those boxers, and when he was celebrating, he pulled it down to show the brand that he was advertising, and he got banned. They gave him a 70k fine for that. But yeah, they're only giving a team here 60k
for the whole nation.
For racism. And that's
do you reckon money is the way though?
And the thing is that it's not even that. I think they got like
what you were saying about
they got like a stadium ban, and the fact that it's stupid because not only did they get that, during the game, part of the stadium was already closed due to racism beforehand. So it's not like it's like a random thing where it's just happened in one-off. Like this has happened before. So
yeah. No, but it's a bit of a mad one, isn't it? But what do they do though? Like that's the question. Like how do you get to the bottom of this? Because I don't think anyone has got an answer. Like, I don't think it's possible.
It's in the society. Because we're going to say it doesn't happen in English football, but it doesn't happen to that extent. But it does happen in English football. Yeah. But the thing is, like the problem, the main issue with the whole situation. Well, I see it as this. The main issue is that giving like the country like a 60 grand and the stadium ban thing or whatever, it doesn't really affect them too tough. No, like you're gonna have to affect. Because let's be honest. Out of the whole situation, at least you know about in England. When something happens in England, like everyone starts talking about it, and then obviously then it gets brought up. I'm not too sure. I'm not Bulgarian, so I'm not too sure if they bring up and they actually have stuff put in place. But the only way you're gonna get because the only way you get like Bulgarians or the Bulgarian FA or the Bulgarian whatever to actually really do something about it is if you hit them where it hurts, like sanction point deductions or expulsions from competition, because that's the only way it's going to hit them where they hurt. Because technically speaking, they're thinking, right, we get 60 grand fine, but then it doesn't really matter because we can still play in the competition and we can still make that when like these big boy countries like England that come to town anyways.
My thing is, I'm not defending anyone. I'm just throwing a question out there. So like, right, so you punish that nation or you kick him out of the competition, and this is on the back of a couple of stupid individuals. Is that fair?
No, but I don't think they should.
I know they will have to find a way to get to the
but
bottom.
it's not about kicking them out of the competition. It's about they don't play with them. You do five games. They don't have any fans at the game.
Yeah,
they don't have any fans.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at it more like those silly individuals will always filter through, right? Or if they want it, because they will get on ones like they specifically came to cause them out.
You see, there's no respect.
You can see that. But
they will filter through. But the thing is, if you're tough with it from the start, they won't come because they'll know what will happen.
Yeah, but they don't care about the fines because these are just street guys that.
Well, no, they're not paying the fines.
And it doesn't really affect them.
It doesn't affect them.
So I think I don't know. I'm asking. Obviously, come on, man. Racism is a bit boring, isn't it? Like, come on, we all like, come on, man. No one is better than anyone. That's a fact, and it's obvious enough. But like,
yeah, but the thing is, in these European countries, it always happens. And FIFA and UEFA don't do enough. They don't do enough about it. If they did enough about it and had a strong mentality about it, it wouldn't. Like you said, these people will filter in and they will get through.
Okay. Say if you say 5-game ban for the nation, do you reckon that changes it, or do you reckon that's going to
not the team? Just play in an empty stadium.
Yeah, no. Give that as a ban. Yeah. Do you reckon that changes people?
No, it's not. It's not gonna at the root of the problem. It's not gonna hit it. But then if you're banning fans from 5 games and then all of a sudden they come back in the same, you just do. We'll do 10 games.
Yeah,
we'll do 10 games.
Do you reckon people might just start to turn on each other then and be like, yo, bro, you do know the consequences. Saying it stands, right? So no, you're right actually.
Well, you got to hit them.
I just don't feel as if like this whole, because let's be honest, like how many times have we seen bans? Like stadium bans. How many times have you seen it? Like obviously the Russia games, Ukraine. I don't know about you. I don't want to say countries, but I know Russia and that. I remember before the whole what was it with the Euros? Was it Russia with Wales? It was
Ukraine, I think.
Yeah, like before that. Like how many times have we seen it? It doesn't make no difference. It doesn't make no difference. Get a couple of bad games here and there, and it's like it's cool. It's come back on again. This is what I say. What I just said, where you expel them because then when you expel them, it's like right.
The whole nation,
individual.
That's gonna hurt you.
That will hurt.
That will be a talking topic to the whole nation.
You're right. You have to do so.
You're right.
You have to do so because you got to think, or you got, or not even, or even if you don't even want to be as severe as that, point deduction. Point deduction. Like,
I think exposure is probably. I think you gotta go with the harshest thing out because that means like imagine if one country got kicked out and you're standing there. And someone of your country is throwing out racial slur, you will literally turn and be like, you won't have it because you're probably there with good intent and you're thinking, don't spoil it for our nation, bro. And then but I think so. Like there's probably tougher ways. I think the tougher they go, the better.
But the main thing is 60k is bullshit. That's the main thing. 60k is bullshit. It should have been at least 1/5. At least 150, if not 200k.
Wow, I don't think that is the way though.
We're
talking about the whole nation.
It's a whole nation. Yeah. But if you imagine they say, okay, imagine it happens again, and they go to them, you know what? Fuck it, we're gonna fine you £500,000 now. £500,000. Okay.
Just think individual athletes. Like, see
how much. Yeah, but this is the thing.
But you know what? Here you go.
But this is the thing. That's cool. But this is the thing. If you find them once £500,000 and then it happens again, fine. You take it up to 3 million.
The people that are causing offence are not affected.
They're not affected. But then that should cause the FA to But then that should cause the FA to put more stewards in the stadium. So as soon as the stewards hear that happening,
but then it's already happened. You get what I'm saying? So regardless,
it's already happened, but there should be more put in place.
Regardless whether you have the stewards
like for example, quick example. If you're, I don't know, going to a nightclub, if you cause problems in a nightclub, or if they have to go to the system of scanning people in with ID because it keeps happening,
so they can chase
then take some action. Then anytime you come to the stadium, you have to scan yourself in, and if they see, oh, you've been banned for racism, you're not coming in. They have to do something more.
Obviously, the people that have been banned, like yes, fine, but say like, okay, you find why am I leaning more with Damien's ban? Because I know you hurt the whole nation, you hurt in individuals. Like say even if those guys never cared about football, it's like imagine your cousins are there watching TV, and then they're like, because of you, like you know what I mean? It's a bigger thing, like, and it's gonna hurt because it's gonna hurt.
Yeah,
it's gonna hurt the innocent people.
I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. I'm just saying they should also be fined big money.
Yeah.
But if they find actual big money, then it will affect them.
Yeah, but then you're hurting the pockets of the government, right? But you're not really like, because the people around, they don't care. Another man will come in again and be like, well, even if I abuse someone, they're just gonna find the government, and you're not having any you're not being punished.
Yeah, but so who is actually going to be able to change the problem? Is it the actual people or the Bulgarian FA? It's the Bulgarian FA who can make changes, rules, regulations. If you hurt them where it hurts the most, by fine, you're not Bulgaria out. Have they really lost anything? Yeah, the team's gone out, but have the people sitting in the FA rooms, have they really lost anything?
What do you mean? What people lost in the FA room?
No, the Bulgarian, you knocked them out of the competition. The country's knocked out of the competition, but has that really hurt their pockets?
Yes. Yeah.
Their pockets.
Yes. Because they're not selling tickets. They're not.
Yeah.
Well, put the money on the side. It's like, what's their job? It's like to get out. Their primary goal each year is like, okay, we want to qualify, and if you kick them out, that means their objective is not achieved. That what's their job there. So of course,
but they'll still have a job and they'll still be paid.
Bruv, that hurts the whole nation, including the FA. Of course, money's not an issue.
What do you think when a team goes administration in the English league, they get the points deducted? Because it hurts. It will hurt the board members. It hurts them.
The sponsors, the finances. Where do they get their income from? Okay, or it's gonna have.
Yeah, but I was just saying to the thing you were saying about where you were saying that finding the money isn't gonna have. You were saying that finding the money isn't gonna have a.
I don't think money is the answer whatsoever because
yeah, but even if you kick them out, you still need to find the money.
Regardless of how poor the country is, for a nation to raise a mill is peanuts, fam. We looking at it, $1 million to us is big money, but
but then you raise you kick them out, that's fine. They'll come back next year. The fans will come back next year. You also have to find them big money.
People, 100%.
100% what?
Put it this way, you kick a nation out, an individual who's non-racist sees another individual before even the stewards gets involved. They know that.
But you can't say that. You can't say that for sure. You can't. What? So you go to watch a game and you see a known guy who screams and shouts. Are you going to go up to him and be like, "Listen, you're not"?
Because it's not going to be just me. Because there was
what? So a gang of you are going to go and start fights. You're not going to do that. So you can't say that.
You said about a fight.
You can't say that.
No one said about a fight.
But you're saying you're going to confront.
Imagine there's more good people in that stadium than there's the people coming in like saying racial words, whatever. Of course, if there's you hurt a nation, fam, I guarantee you, like. People will take a stand regardless whether an officer gets in, before even an officer intervenes, people around will be like, because these men are coming, they're not coming just on their own. They have their own siblings around, they have their own families around. It will be a talking topic and people will 100% think about it. Money is not affecting nobody. You put a mill, you put till mill, it's not affecting the people because they still playing. Imagine some people are passionate about the game. Imagine a country like Brazil got kicked. I haven't seen racial stuff over there. Imagine, just think about it. Brazil gets kicked out because one individual. You think that individual is gonna survive? You think? Fam? Come on.
I don't think it'll go to that because obviously the countries will have to then put something in place. But I understand what your gist is. Imagine this, like, I don't know, Bulgaria did get kicked out of the competition, and then like, I don't know, 4 years time, qualifications are coming along, and the motherfuckers being racist and that. It will, in the club, in the stadium, it will make people think, wow, like 4 years ago, we just got
4 years ago.
Yeah,
I'm not saying they should. I'm not saying they shouldn't do that. I'm just saying
they're gonna
they should also be big fines to these teams.
Bruv, are you thinking money is gonna hurt a nation?
I'm not saying 1 mil. I'm saying bigger fines. If it's a constant problem, you have to fine the people.
The question is, who are you punishing when you fine?
You're fining the FA, the Bulgarian FA. It's their responsibility to ensure whoever is organising the match. It's their responsibility to ensure that this kind of behaviour doesn't happen. they need to be not 70k. They need to be fined more until it starts hurting their pockets.
Okay, fines will probably equate to stadium bans, right? Go with Italy, for instance. How many games that are being played behind closed doors with no fans, and that equates to money because they have no fans, you've sold no tickets. How bad is racism in sports in Italy? Then you probably have I'm thinking money's got nothing to do with it. Money will not touch. Yes, it might, of course, but these guys have sponsors. They can churn a mill like that. Yeah, they have insurances. They can make a mill like that.
But the fans are not going to change the mentality. The people at the top, it starts at the top. If they do nothing about it, it's not even about that. It's also about Bulgarian league games. That mentality, if the racism goes on in Bulgaria, right, it goes on in Russia, I'm sure if it's going on international stage, I'm sure in Bulgaria, at club level it goes on. If they don't try to change at club level as well, kicking them out at international level and not finding them much more, so it even affects their league.
What do you think is a harsher punishment? Money or kicking?
I'm not saying they shouldn't be kicked out.
No. I've asked you a different question. What do you think is a harsher punishment?
Being kicked out. But I'm not saying they shouldn't be kicked out. I'm just saying you have to also hurt them with money. Because fine, you kick out. It has.
If you kick them out, just both.
But it hurts the fans and it hurts the players.
How much money do you reckon?
But then people will still have a form of money coming in.
How much money do you reckon that the whole country is losing? Going to a tournament generates, shirts, businesses, the hype, like the media.
Okay, so are you saying they shouldn't be fined at all?
For me, I'm going with this is my logic, yeah? To make a difference, yeah, because it's a society problem, innit? So you gotta make the people. It's not about the people up here. It's the people on the ground that if you make them reflect and think before their action. Imagine if I knew like discriminating someone on some capacity on the streets, yeah. If I knew like people around this culture don't tolerate it, would that commit that crime? Or think about it at least before I do. I'm thinking, who's around me? Even if I was a gangster, like imagine certain countries, yeah. Like if you're a thief, regardless who you are, even if you're a gangster, whatever, you go and you steal something, the neighbors, whatever, they own you, yeah. Whether it's verbal, whether it's physical, whatever. So the logic that I'm going with is you find a nation. There's more good people in that stadium than there's bad people, right? And these people are passionate about their sports. They bring in their families, they bring in their kids, they're creating memory. And you're like, it's saying exactly is like, now my nation is on course of qualifying to a big tournament, which we missed. We waited another 5 years to get to this. And because of you, this individual, you're gonna kind of just come out and be silly, and then my nation is gonna get kicked out. And it will create an argument amongst themselves. And that's when you make a change. You don't make them less racist, you don't. But you make them not pause the acts because they're gonna think about it and then they're gonna hold back and they're gonna be like, let me be a little bit civil because the punishments are a little bit more harsh and they're not just gonna affect, they're probably gonna affect even my family members. Imagine my family members seeing me on TV and the whole nation, bro, it will make people think. That's how I'm basing it on. And I couldn't compare the two because and even though it's not gonna happen, just think, fam, Brazil, Argentina, those countries that are mad about football.
Anyway, we'll wrap it up. All I'm saying is you also have to affect the people at the top because then people at the top have to take responsibility.